Hello friends, welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as BunniPhish. Do I even know my own name? BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday, the 17th of January, 2022, and this is episode 3. So happy Martin Luther King Day. I am at the yarn shop that I work at, and normally on Monday evenings I teach a class, but I just checked the voicemail and all of my students have canceled. So no teaching of class today, but I'm here, you're here. Let's look at what I was going to work on this evening that I'm going to take home and work on instead. I brought a lot of things because I didn't know what I wanted to work on. But I was feeling hopeful. So this morning I cast on a sock. It's called Self Striping by, I believe it's Cheryl Giles. And I have made the previous 3 years oh my gosh. I'm sorry, there was no school today, so this is the first time I've really talked to anybody, even though it's 6 p.m. and I live in a very, very full, busy house. Which is also why I was like, well, since I'm here, let me record for a moment. I live with my 2 kids, my boyfriend, my sister, her 2 kids, our 2 dogs, and 2 cats. So my house is very full at any given time, and the yarn shop is usually quieter. So I like to grab a clip on Monday when I work and grab a clip on Saturday when I work, and then those are where I get to be really chatty about things. And then all the in-between clips are taken when I'm like, I just need everyone to be quiet for 2 minutes. So hopefully now that I've blabbered all that out, I can talk about this project. So I am going to start a single sock using the Cozy Knitter Advent half skein. They're sent out in 2 50-gram skeins, and my friend Haley keeps one for herself. She just makes shorty socks, and then she sends the other one to me because she is so generous, and this is the 4th year in a row that she's put it in my holiday package. And I knit a single sock, but using the same pattern every year. And I do a black cuff and black heel using Premier Serenity sock yarn. And so yeah, it's really fun. I may or may not start this tonight now that I'm gonna go home. I probably won't. I'm very good at being like focused productive when I'm in class, but that's not happening today. So this probably won't get started, but maybe by Saturday there will be some progress. I'm hopeful. I started the second mitten for my nephew today. This is Cascade 220 Superwash in the colorway 72, I think. I don't know. Did I put it in last week's episode like I said I was going to? I don't remember. It's a soft pink color, and I'm making Thrummed Mittens. I have the first one finished. I didn't bring it, but I'm sure that I will show you at some point this week what that first finished mitten looks like. It was not finished this morning. I had like 6 rounds to go before the decreases, and I decided when I got to the decreases, I stopped thrumming. It's not very many rounds of decreases, and there's a lot of fiber in the mitten already, so I figured it would be fine to not do the thrumming where the decreases are. It would have just caused more trouble than I was willing to deal with. So I also switched to a smaller needle size. So I'm knitting on a US size 5 3.75 millimeter needle, and for the decreases at the top and the thumb, I had a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter needle handy for magic loop, so that's what I used. That's what I'm going to use, and it's fine, especially because I'm not thrumming in the thumb, so that fabric can stand to be a little bit tighter against the thumb. else did I bring? I brought, because I finished my, it was, last night I was such a mess and I did not take a picture of my finished socks, the Rock and String Creations cabin, Christmas at the Cabin socks, but I'll put a picture in right here of how those turned out. I think they're super, super pretty, but that means the yarn's no longer attached. So I'm going to put in a striping repeat into my striping bias thing. That was a goal for tonight, but I guess that'll just be for this week. I also brought my, look how big this is. Look how big it is since the beginning of the year. It's doubled in size. This is my linen stitch crochet blanket, and I was just gonna do a stripe on that tonight. That could still happen, or again, it could wait. Who knows? Who knows? I brought my nor'easterly because I have this nugget of yarn, and then I just threw these in my notions pouch. That's what I normally do with just little tiny scraps of yarn that I want to carry with me. And then I have 3 other colors. Yeah, 3 other colors that I want to work into my nor'easterly, but I'm also gonna make a flower out of this. So yeah, I brought that, and I should have known that I wasn't going to be teaching tonight because I felt the urge to work on my, what is this called? Barn raising square blanket. And I put 3 squares together today for no reason. I was like, oh, it's fine. That'll give me a step ahead. I will attach it onto the blanket when I get to the shop. I'm not attaching this. I'm just gonna drop it where the rest of the blanket is and go back home. Well, I do have to stop by the library. No, I have to stop by home and then I have to run back out to the library because I was so good, and last week I finished Late Eclipses by Shannon McGuire, which is due to the library today. And then this morning, I finished 7 Days in June by, I think it's by Tia Williams. So good. I was a little unsure. It took me maybe 75 pages to like make a connection to characters, but that's not out of the, like, that's normal for me. I wasn't sure what I was trying to say there. That's pretty normal for me for it to take a little bit of time to connect with characters. And then yesterday I was halfway through the book, and then I finished the book right around lunchtime today, and the last like 50 pages, just tears. It was really, really good. So it was recommended to me as a romance book, but I don't know that I agree that that's the genre it should be in. I really feel like it's more like a modern adult fiction that just happens to have a romance element, because like, yes, the romantic element is important, but so are all of the life elements, and some of the life elements are much more important than like the romantic aspect of the book. So it was really, really good. Very good. Highly recommend. And I'll be looking into more of what this author has written, because this is not her first book. She has several. Not right away though, because I have a lot to read. Yeah, but I have to go pick up that book so I can drop it off at the library, because it is also due back to the library today. So, or do I just want to take the late fee and go home and I can drop it off tomorrow? I think I'd rather just take the late fee. I'm gonna take the late fee. I'm gonna drop off the books tomorrow. Oh well. All right, friends. Maybe I'll check in with you tonight. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I'll talk to you sometime this week. Bye, friends.
Ba-ba. Do you know what this is? It is a corner, which means I have finished the first side of the blanket. Yay! All I did at the corner is when I got to here, I did two rows, I guess, of just I-cord without attaching it, so that it gave it a really like square corner. How exciting! Hello, friends. It is Tuesday night, and I'm being beckoned to bed by my sidekick. But before I go, I wanted to check in. So I have made it. Let's see, where was I? This is where I was yesterday on the mitten cuff, and I have finished the cuff and started the palm. The next round is going to be my first gusset increase for the thumb. I've put in some alpaca. And then my sister came home and the dogs went crazy. But I was telling you that I did start knitting on this last night. I think I did, I don't know, 1 or 2 color stripes yesterday. So now I'm up to 4.5 on my self-striping sock.
Hi, friends. It's Thursday. It's not super late. I think it's just after 5 p.m. I'm really tired. We didn't have class on Monday, but yesterday and today I did a fair bit of subbing. I subbed for 2 hours yesterday and the entire day today. So I'm feeling kind of energy-wise. It's fine. It's exhausting. And I don't know if how much knitting I'm going to get done this evening. Sorry, I'm really I want to talk to you, but my thoughts are really disjointed. We drove Patrick in this morning to go to work because that's his normal schedule. And that means we have to leave an hour, almost an hour before we normally do to get to school. And then luckily I bought some groceries when we dropped him off. He works at a grocery store. Because he tried to clock in, they changed his schedule. So he's at work right now. He left when we got home. It's 5 o'clock now. My alarm just disrupted my video. I guess that's his schedule for the next couple weeks. So that's fine. It just means I'm never going to see him. But it is what it is. I didn't tell you all that his whole crew was quarantined because half of them tested positive for COVID. So all last week, it was stressing me out too much to talk about. So all last week I slept in Mara's bed with her because Patrick was quarantined in our bedroom away from everybody. And everything's fine now. But Molly. But last week it was stressful and I didn't really sleep that great. And I think that the not sleeping great last week with the subbing last week and this week is really draining my energy. So I don't know how much I'm gonna knit. I think I'm not gonna knit any today. I didn't knit this morning before work, is where I was starting with that story. I knit just a teeny bit after work. Not after work, at work. And I don't think I'm gonna knit any at all tonight. I think I'm gonna take myself to my bed and read and probably sleep early. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh well, some days are like that though, right? Hello, sunshines. Happy Friday. I am
in my car because I am about to go to a beginner belly dancing class. My best friend works at this place. It's about 40 minutes from me, and she teaches yoga. And someone else was teaching a beginner belly dancing class, and she asked me if I wanted to do it, and I would. So I am here, but I am here extra early because I had to drop Patrick off at work, and I decided that I would rather sit in a parking lot for half an hour than drive home, sit for 10 minutes, and then have to drive back out and past Patrick's work. So I am working on my second rainbow Felici sock because, well, I finished the first one today, and I would like to have this for gym walking because it's the weekend, so I'll probably be going to the gym one or both days. So yeah, I'm going to work on that, and if I finish the heel and the gusset pickup before I have to go in, I have my green and blue mitered square blanket that I can work on a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye, friends! Hello, sunshines. Happy Sunday. I am so tired this week. Yesterday I came home and I was asleep by like 4:30. And I didn't wake up until 2 a.m. And then I stayed up until probably 5 and then slept another 3 hours. And it's only 4:45 now, and I'm already thinking about going to bed. So yeah, I'm just really tired this week. I think my introvert self is exhausted. So frequently on Saturdays, I record at the yarn shop either before my shift or after my shift, just to give you an update on what we're doing. But yesterday there was class in session before, and there was a social event after, so no recording yesterday. But I haven't done a ton of work. I will turn this around so I can show you a few things before I close this out for the week. But before I do that, I have some blanket progress to update you on. So this blanket right here, the big mitered square blanket, I only have 7 squares to go. Yay! So I'm a little behind where I should be based on last week's numbers, but that's because I've just been really tired this week. But even so, there's only 7 squares to go. So I've got this, right? And I have 1.5 sides bordered. So very exciting. I also worked on my barn raising square blanket. I now have 8 blocks solidly into the blanket, and edging along 2.5 sides, 2.5 block sides. So that's pretty good. I'm pleased with that progress. Let me turn you around and show you the other things I've been working on. For non-blanket projects, I have this pair of mittens for my nephew. Ignore my dog. She's grounded because she tried to eat Patrick's food. So here is the second mitten. As you can tell, I'm getting kind of close. I think I have another somewhere between 9 and 15 rounds before I start the decreases for the top. I really wanted to have this done today, but that's not happening. The yarn is Cascade 220 Superwash Merino, This is my Advent sock, so I've done decent progress throughout the week. I don't need this done anytime soon. The yarn is from Cozy Knitter. It was the 2021 Advent skein, and I have 9 stripes done. I think I need 13 or 14 before I do the setup rounds for the heel. So I'm getting close on the leg, but again, if I could have this done by the end of the month, cool. If not, I'm not that worried about it. And then this is my second rainbow sock. The first one is just right here. Let me grab it. So this is where I was the last time you saw that. There we go. So there was the first one. So I knit, half the sock, and it used up almost exactly 2 repeats of this Felici Cloudy with a Chance of Rainbows yarn using a contrast heel. This is Barocco socks in some numbered color. So that's what I've been knitting on. Not a lot, because when I was subbing, I didn't knit on anything at all. I mean, maybe 100 to 200 stitches a day, but not really anything. So I am going to crawl into bed and maybe read. This week I've been reading my Monticello, which so it's a collection of short stories and then a novella, and okay, so this first short story, Control Negro, is so, like, it caught me. It's definitely messed up, but it caught me, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And then these ones, I'm not saying they were bad, but the first one was so good. You know what I mean? Like when the first one is so good and you want it to kind of move forward with that kind of momentum. I did not find that with those other stories. The novella I'm finally getting into, but after like 40 pages. So it goes to page, I think, 210. So it's not terrible. But they just don't carry the momentum that the first story had. So where am I? How far am I? Page 123. Do we think I can finish this by next week? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to finish this book by next week, and then I need to finish The Archer, because I know that's coming up due at the library very soon. So that's my week. And do you see that I'm not wearing my normal glasses? I can't find them. I misplaced them 2 days ago while I was sleeping. I think I wore them to sleep, and I must have taken them off while I was sleeping, and I don't know where I put them. So I hope you are all doing okay, at least. Maybe awesome. I would love if you were doing awesome, but at least okay. And make sure, if you're knitting along to the Year of Blankets 2022 goes at the beginning of that hashtag. If you're doing that, make sure to tag me, use the hashtag, fill out the Google form, because that's where I draw prizes from. I will be putting my progress at the end of the video, and progress from a couple other people will be at the end of the video too, so look for that. If you like what you see, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me any questions or comments down below. I love talking with you all, and I will see you in a week. Bye, friends.